Hi, welcome to your reading with me, Fifi. We're going to get started today. I've been guided to use this Sacred Destiny Oracle deck first. I don't know what's going to come out after a bit of a hiatus. I am back with your messages. So, I suppose now is the time. I'm channeling for you right now, just if you're curious what's going on. What I'm feeling that is you've probably gone through some sort of change or transformation in this past 2-month period of whatever time you're viewing this, in fact. But if you're watching this in real time, most especially, you've gone through some sort of transformation or change. What's most important that I convey to you, and I was told this ahead of time, is that some of you were pulled away from your spiritual practice, whatever that is. Perhaps you do this professionally as well. Perhaps you do not do this professionally, but it is woven specifically into every facet of your everyday life. And you were pulled away from this. Interesting. Freedom and leadership. Wow. So what's coming through is that for some of you, this was because the initiation process that you were going through, and it wasn't an initiation process, was to prepare you to step into a leadership role. So it's going from one state of being to another. This freedom card. Wow. So do you see how in this card there's one bird in the foreground and many birds behind? This is coming through with this leadership in that, wow, you will help to free others by freeing yourself. So whatever it is that you've done, whatever choices you've made, whatever difficult opportunities, I just heard, difficult opportunities you've had to engage, it's because you're stepping into a leadership role in order to free others. And so this is really coming through quite quickly. Fuck the intro. Let's just get straight to it, I guess. Once again, I'm Fifi. This is my channel. Abundance and Wonders. Right, this is about the spiritual realm. There's something about, I just heard 7D. There could be something about doing explorations into a new dimension. And I always do say practice this safely in whatever way that is for you. But it seems that if you're viewing this, that is a non-issue. If you've stumbled upon this prematurely, that's okay. You're welcome. It is just that it comes with a warning that if you do certain spiritual or psychic explorations before you're ready, before your vessel is ready, it can be a little bit dangerous, and you'll know if that applies to you. And I think that you will heed the warning and respect it. And if you are ready, and if you are here and prepared for whatever it is that we're working on, then welcome. I'm seeing whatever it is that you're seeing. See, I can't see this, but I can see it when I'm seeing through your eyes, if that makes sense. Some of you are quite literally like seeing me on the veil, and this might be happening in waking life. And I'm not talking about like you're seeing paranormal things. This is more like you're seeing energy like floating out of objects and people and in and out of spaces. It's like you're seeing a leakage between the 7D and the 4D, which is what we live in, I suppose, right? Because it's not just the physical plane, it's a little bit of the emotional, psychic, intellectual plane as well. So let's say 4D, right? You're kind of seeing this leakage between realms, and that's a really unique gift that you have. And if you have this gift, please share anything about it you would like to, because I'm very curious. There is also something coming through here with crystals I'm seeing. Forgive me for just a moment. Let's give these a shuffle and see what comes out for you. Whatever delay, whatever holdup, whatever brief interruption from your regularly scheduled programming, it was for a reason. And I think we're here to find that reason. Flexibility. That makes sense. Flexibility. This card depicts the bamboo, which sways in the breeze but never breaks. Very, very, very strong root system. So perhaps it's that grounding down and everything falls away, but that which is extremely necessary. Everything is stripped away from you. Wow, I did just get a side message. I'm very sorry to relay this. Some of you have lost your homes in natural disasters recently. And my heart goes out to you for that. I've never experienced that, so. But your experience of it is something about flexibility, you know? I won't speak on your experience, but you know if you know. If it's you, you'll know. So flexibility. What else? I'm seeing a little orb down here on this card as well. I'm also seeing fall colors. So if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into fall, and I think it's going to be like a really quick one too. The fall is going to be much different than the summer and spring. I heard spring, but I included summer that was just me. Spirit said spring. The fall is going to be much different than the spring. There's another orb up here, but I'm most drawn to the orb at the base of this card. It's coming through as like a very powerful guide that is with you. This is really weird, but it's kind of coming through as you. So maybe that's your higher self. And maybe that's the spirit guide that you're working with most primarily at this time. It's extremely strong, but it's coming through as you. So it's some projection of yourself. Maybe if you are doing that like dimensional exploration as we talk. Oh, some of you are shaman and you are definitely doing that. Very cool. But you are the guide you're working with the most. That's very interesting. It's like you're integrating, your human self is becoming more developed. It's like your human consciousness, that's so interesting, is what's guiding you because it's become more developed. And whatever you've gone through recently was to somehow help you with that. It's not help, that's not what they said, that's just what I said because I'm trying to translate right now. Yeah, I'm seeing like a gap out of a timeline. So this moment out of time, that was coming through for me previously in the previous months, that phrase, the day out of time. I don't know what it means. I think there is a Mayan calendar thing about the day out of time. If you know what that is, please relay it. Something about time outside of time. And maybe that's what you went through recently, most especially if you stepped away from your spirituality, not by choice, but by divine guidance. Like The divine pulled you away from it temporarily. Temporal means time, right? So it just means a temporal experience outside of your regular being, your regular state of being. If you experienced that recently, I'm getting that there is a new dawn rising. The day is rising, and it's all going to be illuminated and become clear in the soul, deep in the soul. It might not, the human mind might not comprehend why or how it happened, but in your soul, you'll feel something shift because your higher self is in charge here and they were directing the show. So you had to leave a job, you had to get a job, you had to leave a place, you had to leave a person, you had to leave a family. You got sick and you were taking steps to get well. Something, it's very big and it's very 3D world. Like, it's very human, whatever you're experiencing. Also lots of transitions in the physical world around us. People dying, literally. Whatever you were dealing with or are dealing with, it's very 3D. It's, in a lot of cases, not necessarily pleasant. And yet, at the same time, deep in your soul, there is this knowing that you are okay and you are, in fact, better than you've ever been before, all right? Even if the external circumstances, as well as your internal emotions, it shouldn't be the case. It is the case. It is the case. Purification. Maybe that's what this was. Cleansing. This card has to do with the cleansing rain shower of the summertime. And then the sunflower is really like, to me, that marker of the end of summer, beginning of fall. It's the most beautiful time, isn't it? And this flower thrives right then. And that's in real time when I'm filming this. So this cleansing period just before the fall. And then we have new beginnings. And right under it is protection. And I have to say that this pulling you out of time that was divinely orchestrated for you, it was for your protection in some way. Maybe to protect your heart space, maybe to protect your physical being, maybe to protect your assets, whatever it is. I can't get a clear, maybe it's because it's so different for all of you, but there was something, this new beginning, however difficult this time period has been for you. That's what I said, right? It's the new day. I just said that. That's exactly what it is. This rising of the sun illuminating the river. The transition from dusk to dawn. Okay? I want me to speak on this protection card a little more. And they want me to look at the guidebook for this one for some reason. So I'm going to take a look at that and see what I can see for you. Oh, it's the oak tree. Right. Okay, I'm going to read you a little bit of this. It has to do with the acorn turning into this great giant oak, etc., and so on. Protection, guardian oak. One of the most potent signs on the sacred landscape is the ancient oak. It carries numerous meanings. You are protected, you can weather anything. Your roots go deep. You are brave and you can survive. Stand strong. You carry the energy of a leader and you have great authority in life. Great wisdom is expanding within you and others sense this. This card can also mean to protect your assets, to take care, to guard and protect your home, your loved ones, and yourself. Wow, that's very exactly what we were speaking on. That oak tree. And it's not a warning. It's not. It's whatever you were pulled away from or outside of, that was for your protection. That was divinely guided. Ooh, I just felt someone sense a bit of fear about whatever new opportunity that they had to take on. It feels like someone who had to take a job that didn't necessarily want a job outside of what they already do, but they had to take on a job, and they were worried that this was a warning for that. And I have to tell you, I can't really tell. I can't get a sense. You are guided to this job for some reason, and it might not be that you are supposed to be there long term. I mean, of course, use your own discernment and judgment beyond anyone else's. Use yours first. But it was a fear-based energy that I just felt someone worrying about that they had to take on. Let me get some cards for you if that's what just came up for you. Wow. The Lovers and the King of Cups. This is a really strange side message, but if you were concerned about that opportunity you took on, it might not be the opportunity you're meant to have for like a long time. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. In fact, you might not even make enough money there, but you need it at this moment, and it's actually because you're meant to meet someone while you're there that could become a lover or partner. That's not for everyone, and of course, like I said, please use your own discernment. If you feel that you're in danger of anything, cut and run. But it feels like a fear-based energy that's coming through. This Queen of Pentacles in reverse is tripping me up. And then the Nine of Swords. You're afraid of losing something. Oh, it just flipped into the upright. Wow, this is interesting. It could be that whatever this person, whatever you're feeling about the job that you had to take, and there's some fear-based energy around it, like, is it the right opportunity for me, even though I know it's not forever? Whatever fear-based energy you're feeling, it could actually be whoever you're working with most closely, like your boss. You could be experiencing their fear-based energy about losing their business. So this might not be you at all. That sense of dread a little bit that you're feeling could actually be someone else's concerns. And they could be concerned for a number of reasons. We're not going to get into their life, but really check in with yourself. Ask for guidance in a dream. Ask for guidance in a dream, because I think you're picking up on someone else's energy, and perhaps because you took a step outside of spiritual life, you're not readily realizing that because you're sort of out of practice. A fish out of the water I just got. So while normally you might have automatically assumed like, wow, is this really coming from me or is it coming from another person? Because you were asked by Spirit to step away for just a little bit of time or a lot of time away from your spiritual life, your spiritual practice, you might not have picked up on that initially. I just got. That's really interesting. Moving along. That's kind of staying with me, that fear, so I'm just going to clear it out a little bit. I think maybe we should get more into it because it's not going away. It's not going away. So maybe there are more of you than I thought who are dealing with something like, wow. And I got if it's a person. Some of you are worried about a person that you're becoming involved with. Oh gosh, I really don't like to do that kind of reading. Oh, being a sacred vessel is not what it's cracked up to be, friends. I I don't necessarily, oh wow, taking risks just came out. So if there is no danger, there is no danger to if, please use your own discernment, check in with yourself, your spirit guides, get a personal reading from someone you trust, please, please, please. Otherwise, if it's just fear, taking risks is coming out. Yeah, I'm getting that sense of freedom. I'm getting the universe. I'm getting divine guidance and prophecy and it being written. But you have to leap in order to meet it. It's that like quantum leap idea where if you jump, the portal will appear. That's really interesting. So yes, stillness. Please do take time to check in with yourself about whether this is fear or true danger. Yeah, like I said, I'm not super comfortable talking about these things, but that's what's really coming up. So if I put it all together, I'm feeling that some of you in the 3D world have gone through a lot recently. Several things have ended. You've, by choice or by divine guidance, have had to step away from your spiritual life and instead focus on what's in front of you. And you're slowly coming back into that deep connection with yourself. Probably it feels a little wobbly at first, but I promise you, if you take that risk and trust it and go back to your higher self, you're going to have a clear channel, clearer than ever. That's what it is. Any illumination? Clear channel, right? Something, and it came out this way too. There could be something about illusion. What are these shadow projections going on here and why? That's very strange. You don't know who to trust, what is illusion, what is not, what is truly your path. You might be feeling really lost, like you've always been able to kind of get a sense of things. And it's not to say your life has been perfect or you've been perfect or you've always stepped up to take the right opportunities or worked for what you really wanted. And lots of times you have. But you've always had a steady sense of who you are and what you need to do, at least since becoming enlightened in whatever way that is for you. But lately, something has changed. I'm telling you. The Magician, the Star, the King of Swords, the Page of Pentacles. Wow, this is really interesting and definitely just a side message. So, for some of you, the reason you can't really get a sense of things psychically or in whatever way that you work, the magician, whatever magician related way that you work, whether it's spell work or manifestation, high vibe, not, you know what I mean. If you know, trust me, this is high vibe. Whether this is speaking to the great spirit, creator, source, your ancestors, whatever it is for you and whatever you've had to take a break from. For some of you, it is because there's a person coming towards you and you were not supposed to know about it. You're coming through as this Queen of Cups. And there's the Six of Swords and the Four of Wands. and the Eight of Pentacles. All right, under that, the Knight of Cups. I'll stop there. I'm telling you, you're coming through as this Queen of Cups. You moved away from something that you had to. You had to move away from something. I'm telling you, some of you, it could have been a home or a family. And you had to move away from that. And in order to do that, you have to work your ass off. That's why some of you had to take a job that you do not want, necessarily. It's not that it's bad even. It's just that you have a divine calling and this job is not it. But it is. I know that sounds strange. It is. You're there for a different reason than... You're there to make money to live, unfortunately. And it's not to say... I sense for whoever this is for, you have a divine calling, but you needed to take another job. That Knight of Cups. I'm telling you, for some of you, it's because there's someone coming towards you and you were not supposed to know about it. I mean, you're a sneaky little psychic bitch, okay? And for once, you were supposed to get this surprise. You know what I mean? You weren't supposed to know about it. I'm telling you, this was not predicted. This wasn't coming through. I just got corrected as I started to speak. It has in waves, but it hasn't been coming through on like readings. Like if you watch readers, it has not been coming through, and if it has, it's just like they're showing it to me like this pulsing. Like sometimes people pick up on it, but usually it's not there. It's like in the smallest little dose. And regardless, you weren't meant to know about it. The Star. What I'm getting with this star is something hidden, which is so strange because the star is illuminated in the night sky. It's the star of the deck, right? It shines in the spotlight. It is the spotlight. Actually, some of you, there will be two people, definitely. At least two. When it rains, it pours, right? The Magician. Also, you were meant to take this spiritual break before you met these people or this person. And it is important for me to state that this is not necessarily going to be romantic for everybody, because not everybody is interested in that sort of thing, or they are otherwise committed. But it is sacred soul contracts, friendships, work relationships, strangers in the neighborhood. It's just this deep knowing. I'm also getting dogs, pets, a bird for someone. And you weren't supposed to meet these people until after this like moment out of time. And your coming through is really strong and very powerful. So the somewhat strange thing about this is that while you might be feeling very lost and like you don't know what to trust, you're coming off as extremely confident and powerful and able to work magic, manifest miracles for yourself. In fact, you have. Whatever you had to do to get out of your situation or to move towards a new situation, you did manifest miracles in order to do that. And now you're putting in the work to keep it up, if that makes sense. But I guess that combination of the Magician and that hardworking Eight of Pentacles type energy, that combination is really working in your favor. In fact, instead of just this, that like down to earth human 3D part of you, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's really merging in order to bring you balance, bridge the gap, and like, I just see this like even playing field, this like very solid plane coming together. You know those drawbridges that like open and close? It's like that, and that's the image I'm getting for you. So either the road is opening, a road opener kind of situation, or it's just all coming together. It's all coming together and it's going to let through new energy. There's a lot of new energy coming towards you. And I think that if you're here watching, you've already noticed that there's new people, new places, new things. It's really just flowing in and around you. And you might actually have trouble keeping up because you might have been, like I said, in one situation, now you've moved to another. But I'd say for the past 4 years, for a lot of you, you've been extremely isolated. So no matter whether you were living with your family or friends or a romantic partner or in a community or whatever, you yourself were still very isolated. 4 years I'm getting. And it's shifting you out of that. Whatever this divine pull was, it's shifting you out of that. And it might be slightly uncomfortable at first. It's like I just got the bicycle, their training wheels or whatnot or whatever. You don't lose it. You get on the bike and you remember how to ride the bike. Sometimes when I channel, my brain turns to mush, I swear. 4 of Wands again. This new home, this new place, this new life, a new energy. Oh, and those red strings tied around it, the red string of fate. Oh my God. The Queen of Wands and the 8 of Wands. I have chills all over my body. There's something really important about this. And she's holding that sunflower. Either this is the person who's coming towards you, a very powerful Queen of Rods type, or this is your energy radiating out to the world. I can feel the energy in my hair. I mean, it's like palpable right now. This Queen of Wands is bringing something here for you. That could be you. Remember how when we got the flexibility card, I noticed that orb and I said, this is strange, but it's you. You are your biggest guide right now. This is you and also your guide. I know that's a little bit weird, but she is who is bringing this to you, but it's also you. Okay? Just try to hang with me here. I know. She's bringing you this stability, this home, because you're putting in the work. So it's like that draw. It's like everything is coming together because you've taken this and you've taken that and you've put it together. And now miracles can happen. Things can come in. Energy can flow in a way that it hasn't for so long. I could end the message right here, but I'm going to get a little bit more, and then I'm going to end with an oracle card. This was kind of an impromptu message. This 5 of Cups keeps coming out. Oh gosh, yeah. If you're still experiencing this, I'm very sorry for you. If you have already experienced it, you probably experienced it just prior to the Pisces full moon. I guess it was just, it's coming out because it's important to acknowledge for some that you're still mourning and grieving a loss of self, a loss of place, identity, home, person, a feeling, a childhood, a whatever. And it's important for me to acknowledge your loss. And maybe you needed this as an indicator that this reading was for you, because your loss is real. Your tears are real. You might have had an emotional release that was so intense. But what I want you to know, and what I'm being drawn to show you, is that this castle here in the background, it's barren, it's desolate, it's empty. There is nothing for you there. I'm sorry. It's gone. This castle is ravaged. There's all these vultures around it. Oh, wow. I'm even getting like, this is so intense, like bloodshed, a loss of your people. It's horrible. It could be any number of things. But what's behind this figure is this glowing Two of Cups. And that's what's important here. I was just corrected. Your loss is important. But what you've been taken away from, or what's been taken away from you, leaves room for this. And look, here are those two golden cups. They're from this angel. Bringing balance to your life and into your world. Okay. Death. All right. I'm going to close out with an oracle card because that's what I'm being drawn to do right now. I'm not being drawn to continue on because this is a really intense, very, very, very intense energy I've had to channel, and I don't think that I'm able to continue with it. I think there will be updates in the coming days, weeks, months about this. You'll know. But right now, I want to know. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, okay. One more, please. Or do you want me to read them first? I noticed this Scorpion card on the bottom. It says caution. This card does quite literally mean be cautious of any situations because there could be danger in them. It's not a metaphor, it's literal. So I guess it is important to tell some of you that you do need to watch out. I'm going to leave that to the side and see if it wants to say anything else to me. All right, so our three cards. Desert, resilient. Spider, creativity. And water, emotion. Desert, of course, does speak to the fact that there is life everywhere. In the most seemingly barren landscapes, there is life. And if that's the position in which you're in, you're creating something from nothing, seemingly nothing. There is an abundance for you. And spider, creativity, I do see you weaving, creating, being the master of your own destiny. Water, emotion, where does that come in? It probably came in whatever this grieving process was. But how can you bring that in a more balanced way? In a more a flow of water versus like a barrage of water. How can you allow the water to circulate around you in your life? You know, like this angel with the cups. Is that what the caution has to do with? What advice can I get for those who are meant to be cautioned about something, about some situation? I'm feeling fear-based energy again. I got that with a card that flipped out when I was doing this was the Hungry Ghost, which is fear. And I don't know what is bringing up that fear or why. I don't. Is there real fear to be had? I guess there is a message about using your discernment between fear and danger, fear and caution, You have to be the one to do that. At the bottom of the deck here, we have Phoenix. Right. There is some sort of rite of passage, initiation. I do guarantee that if you're here viewing and this message resonates for you, you will look back on your life at this time period as like a shift from one way of being, one situation to another. It will be a marker of time for you. Okay? That is how important this is. So I do wish you the best on your journey. And until next time, please take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.